So today we're going to be talking about how people can spay and neuter their pets to help decrease pet overpopulation in the U.S. Also how to help lower pet overpopulation and the benefits to this if it can be done. Currently at the moment, pet overpopulation is a huge problem in the U.S. We can greatly reduce this problem if we simply just spay and neuter our family pets. According to the Oxford Humane Society in Mississippi, there are approximately 70 million stray dogs living in the United States. It's estimated that there is 70,000 new stray animals born every day, and that's 50 animals born each minute. The only accounts for the animals that are currently in the U.S. That does not count for the animals that are currently in animal shelters that are still seeking their new homes. The American Humane Association suggests that about 56% of dogs and 71% of cats that are entering the animal shelters are euthanized. More cats are euthanized than dogs simply because cats are able to give off more litters of kittens versus dogs having puppies. How would you feel if this was one of your dogs or cats living out in the streets, knowing that they do not have any sources of food, water, or shelter? Just keep that in mind when you guys are not spaying or neutering. It leads to having unwanted litters, leading people to release animals because they no longer want them. First, we will begin by discussing why pet overpopulation is a problem in the U.S. Millions of animals are suffering due to pet overpopulation. There are millions of animals that are currently living in the streets as strays that are suffering and dying from medical issues, injuries, just suffering from the elements such as heat strokes, dehydration, and things like that. So there's also millions of animals in shelters that are currently being euthanized because shelters in the U.S. do not currently have the resources to properly house all these animals, as well as give them the resources that they need to survive. So once an animal shelter does get over full, they unfortunately have to start euthanizing animals to make more space to take in more stray animals. If we could just have majority of our stray animals picked up, taken to stray facilities, have them checked out there. If you adopt pets instead of buying them from breeders or shopping anywhere, Craigslist, things like that, it helps get animals off the street and into new homes. So now that you guys can see why pet overpopulation is a problem in the U.S., we can go ahead and discuss what you can do to help resolve that problem. Of course, simply spay and neuter your pets. Do not breed your pets. Like I said before, breeding your pets leads to unwanted litters. A lot of times people have unwanted litters and resort to just letting them loose on the property. Also, you guys adopt your pets from shelters. You're technically getting an animal off the street that's less out in the community that you guys are having to worry about. And then also you guys should report any stray animals to your local animal control facility. You guys can also take them into an animal control facility as well, but it will, like I said, will help reduce the amount of animals that are roaming around in our community. Also, sterilizing your cat and dog reduces his or her urge to roam around freely in the community. It also helps them not to end up getting hurt. So it states that survey indicates that as many as 85% of dogs that are hit by cars are male dogs that are unaltered. And that comes from spayusa.org. Also, if you guys are able to head over to ASPCA website, Pet Statistics, there shows that only 10% of animals received by animal shelters already are spayed and neutered. So if you guys can just think of the ones that are not, those are going to most likely be the ones that need to be taken in to have either spayed or neutered. According to McClatchy Tribune Business News, one of the best ways for pet owners to help cut down on pet overpopulation is to have your pet spayed or neutered. There is also programs such as spay neuter release programs. These are programs where people can pick up stray cats, feral cats, take them into these programs. They do low-cost spay neuter assistance programs where they will spay the feline and then release it back into the area where it was picked up so that it's not overpopulating in the community still. So now that we have talked about why pet overpopulation is a problem and the steps that you guys can take to help solve it, let's look at the benefits of reducing pet overpopulation. So for reducing pet overpopulation, it of course will decrease the number of suffering animals that are in the shelter, ones that are having to be euthanized because there's no more space in the shelter, no more resources, things like that. It also limits the animals that are coming in injured as well. So it's pretty much just benefiting the animals all around. I would just like you guys to take a moment to think, what if it was your pet that was fighting, out in the streets? What if he got loose because he's unaltered, he gets loose, he's roaming the streets, no food, no water, exposed to all those elements. Or if he ends up in a shelter, how would you guys feel as if you guys knew that he had so many days before he was euthanized? I want you guys to also think about each and every homeless animal as if it was your own. And then please consider taking these steps, spay and neuter assistance programs to help us with this problem of pet overpopulation.